Mhm. We're live now.
All right, live. Welcome, welcome. For those who's out there in the YouTube channel, if you don't mind hitting the like button, we'll definitely appreciate that to get us started. Before we make our introduction, again, please hit the like button if you can.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen from the jump. Okay, share screen. All right, so my screen should be shared right now. All right, again, welcome everyone. All right, well, here we go. I'm Savon Smith,
And I'm Cardia Smith,
and we are.
the Smith family.
Welcome to our YouTube channel, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.
Definitely. Definitely, guys. Well, tonight's show, we're going to be speaking of cryptocurrency, and I may make mention of, you know, one stock. You guys should be able to see my screen. Okay. All right, well, here's my screen. So, well, guys, you should be able to see this. If it makes sense, let it make dollars. And we're going to make sense of that. So pretty much you save money. Yesterday, we spoke a lot about saving. We were taught, most of us was taught to save. And a lot of times when you save, you use the money that you save. Most of us, we save in the bank, which is why I say if it makes sense, meaning your money making a couple pennies. So if you put $100 in the bank for a year, maybe you made two pennies, so a small amount of money in the bank, small amount of gain. You put 30,000 in there, still not the best return. So that's why I say if it makes sense, meaning it's making sense in the bank. You see the spelling right here, CENTS. Just want to make sure you understanding what I'm saying. Then here it says, let it make dollars. So if it makes sense in the bank, you could certainly make it make sense. And what's this sign? It's a Bitcoin sign. And it's basically we're talking about crypto, and Bitcoin is ahead of the game. You know, it's the most popular crypto, you know, so people will recognize that. So if you can make sense on your money in the bank, you should be able to make a whole bunch of dollars on your money in crypto. All right. So with that being said, well, before I move on, babe, you understand that fully, right? Can you break it down a little bit before I go on? And how much do you understand that?
About the breaking that make money. Sorry, if it makes sense, it make dollars.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So pretty much what you're saying, in my opinion, is that most of the time, like even banking in the bank, I say you put 10,000 in the bank. How long does it usually takes for it to get interest? Like, get a dollar or get a cent. Pretty much it's just cents adding up for you to actually make a dollar, right? So in this way, if you can put it in the bank for it to make sense, you can put it in the crypto to make dollar. So
Yes.
in that sense, it's like instead of waiting on the bank to give you some cents for a period of maybe a couple months to a year, you can invest in these coins that it has a jump street. So at any given day, it can go high, it can go low, but the realness of it is this putting in dollar into these things or cents into these things give you a higher figure than if you were actually put it in the bank. So it's a growth thing. So pretty much you're saying you can start small, and in the end of it, you can see more dollars. So the more you invest, the more dollars you see. If you do this in the bank, probably you take a couple years before you can even see a good amount of money, because the bank always takes fees. But if you don't bank with them for a period of time, when you look, they're pulling out a lot of money, saying that you haven't been banking for a while. So the crypto coin is pretty much a beginning, for persons who want to start something. It's a way of saving, and it has its advantages and disadvantages. But the advantage of it is mainly for investing. So like the persons who want to start, their own business, if you have a dream of doing something, instead of just relying on the bank to work for you, you can invest in these crypto coins and Bitcoins. Say you say, all right, you have a margin of, you have to say you have a 5-year plan. You can say you have a couple months plan or a week plan or something like that, just to get it started. So if you have a dream, something that you want to do, this is something that you can do your research and look into. And I've seen where it is working. So it's just a way of making those cents turn into dollar sign. I don't even know what to do the dollar sign. But yes, that's my understanding of it. We pretty much just want this cent to change from cents to a dollar. By starting small and then watching it grow. It's just like a plant. You plant the seed first, and then you water. You make sure it have that perfect soil and sunlight. A little tender love and care. They would say TLC. And it's not something that you're gonna plant and you're gonna see the fruit bearing immediately. You have to nurture it, and you have to be patient. So it's just a matter of investing and leaving it to sit, and then just watch it grow. And that's just saying, you can start off small, and you'll definitely see the return once you do your research, and you have better understanding of how this works. Then yes,
All
back
right.
to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So it seems to me like even though you're new to this, you pretty much got a good understanding, you know, and that's good. I know we talk a lot, about what I'm doing, and I learned a lot about, the stock market and, the exchange markets over the last year and a half. And I shared what I know with you, and in a short period of time, you pretty much can explain things pretty well. So that was good. All right. So to continue, so when you saving your money in the bank, it's exactly what you're doing, saving. So again, when you save, you're not going to get the best return unless you have more money in the bank. But when you come down here where you want to make a lot more on your money, that you're not really saving, but you're investing. Saving, bank, invest, stock market, cryptocurrency, or any other way that you could invest your money or other things that you can invest your money in. The word investment usually gonna work out for you the best than to save. Next thing that you could really do is you can actually save. If you have the experience of saving, you can actually save in the stock market or crypto, and you're still letting it make dollars, you're getting a big return, you know. So I'm gonna show a couple things to you guys. I just gotta scroll through them. I'm gonna bring them up. It's not gonna be that one. So I'll be scrolling through to find the exact one I want to speak on first. Not that. But, just get familiar with what I'm bringing up. May not be the one I'm looking for, but just get your eyes familiar with what is coming up on your screen. Okay, get in there. All right, so let's start here. And I'm gonna bring this up. So make sure you can see it. Now, we're no financial advisors, so make sure you do your own research. We're just sharing this information because it's a passion of ours, to change our lives, through investments, and we're just sharing, and we want you guys to make sure you do your research and not listen to us just telling you. We're not telling you to go and put money in this. We're just showing you the opportunities that's out here in the crypto market. All right, so this is called Solana. And as it says, Solana's price. So Solana's price currently is $214. We won't get into the cents, $214. But let's scroll down. It went to 218. Currently it's 214. But let's go to the beginning. Solana was $1.09 highlighted 1 year ago. $1.09. Matter of fact, let's forget about the 9 cents. $1. 1 year ago, this time. Okay? And it went from $1 to $218 today. This day. What other cryptocurrency did something like this? And I'll answer that. And if we have anybody in the chat, you could go ahead and answer that question in the chat. That way we get some, interaction going. But what other cryptocurrency did something like this? From $1 to $2 is a small number. compared to what that cryptocurrency is doing right now. And I give a hint, it's the most popular cryptocurrency. But again, $1, 218. Now, those opportunities are not in the bank. Just want to point that out. Okay, so this doesn't mean go jump into Solana. And what I'm trying to say why you shouldn't jump into it is because it goes from $1 to 218. But you see, it was at 218 and now it's at 214. So if you get in at this high price, you stand a chance of losing some money because you're getting high. But if you accumulate down here at $1 and it goes up to even here, or let's just say goes all the way up, it would have to really crash to the floor for you to actually lose. And I don't believe, in my opinion, there's no chance that this is going to do that. But it already manifests itself to this big amount. Now, can you still invest in it? Yes, it may do like Ethereum and start at $1 or Bitcoin and go to these high numbers. So 214, does it have more room to run? I'm pretty sure it does. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing this information. You know, me and my wife is enthused about what is happening, and we are locked in and we are investing, you know, and we're going to change our lives and the people around us. You know, I run my own nonprofit, and I definitely want to be an investor, someone who's going to support other nonprofits as well. So if you have a cause, we definitely want to help others. So we set our goal, and that's why we're here. We're sharing this information, and you just have to do your own research. All right. So again, before I move on from this, Solana is a little bit of competition to Ethereum. So, you know, if you have two food stores next to each other, you know, the one with the better food may make a little bit more money. And the one with that the food is not as good, they may hire a new cook and maybe outdo the previous person that the food was good. So what I'm saying is competition is kind of like good, you know, make you stay on your game. So Solana is competition to Ethereum. So if you know about Ethereum, Ethereum came from, you know, I bought Ethereum at, I think it was 200 and something dollars. You know, I always forget the numbers because to me, I bought it so low. It's so pretty much Solana is right where I started buying Ethereum, you know, and Ethereum right now is heading towards $5,000. And again, Bitcoin was at these levels too, and Bitcoin is now 60 something thousand. So imagine turning $1 into 60 something thousand. Definitely not doing that in no bank. But again, do your research. All right, so I'm gonna find another. Oh, before I move on, because I like to let my lovely wife put in a little 2 cents before I move on. So put in a little 2 cents while I search for the next thing.
Okay. All right. So, you know, what we're trying to do, as my husband said, you know, we're no financial advisor. We're just trying to give you guys our knowledge of, you know, what we know and what we are trying to accomplish. It's not forcing anyone to do anything. We're just pretty much telling you our journey, you know, sharing a little bit of our journey with you guys. And so far, it's been a blessing to do all these stocks and investments. You might not see it now, but pretty much, you know, just the journey of it, like you want something to be done. And it's almost like a long-term partner, you know, for all my Jamaican people who know what partner is. is, as I said earlier, it's like a plant. You're not going to expect it to grow immediately. You have to give it some time. So it's just pretty much, it's like you're saving. So like you put like $10 in there, for example, and you just, all right, then you're going to watch it grow until December or till next year, just to give it that chance to nurture itself. And, these investments allow you to accomplish some of your dreams. So if you have a little plan, outside of, you know, doing, getting loans where you have to be in debts and stuff like that, is a way of it can be long-term, it can be short-term investment. As my husband said previously, again, it's been a blessing to do all these investments, and I'm seeing the greatness of them. And for the future, he has a nonprofit organization that he runs where we definitely want to help people. So we're not just doing this for ourselves. We're doing this to help kids, people that are less fortunate, who wants to start, who wants to believe in something. So we're gonna talk about this on a day, and sometime we're gonna schedule another day. We do this on a Sunday, but we're trying to pick days now where we try to keep it short, and we try to explain a little bit more for the persons who don't understand much about this. But it's a journey and it's fun. It's so fun. I enjoyed doing this with my husband. Like, first I didn't really, wasn't interested in it that much, but when he explained it to me and he showed me, like he showed you the chart, and I can see, physically see everything that it's doing, I'm like, wow, babe, you're talking about this yesterday and look at it now. And it's like, as I said, it's like a bank. When you're ready to see your growth and you feel like, all right, then, I've set a target for $20, and within 2 weeks, couple months to a year, your $20 turned into $1,000. Look at you now. Like, couple weeks ago you're like at $20, now you're like $1,000. So it's definitely something to think about. And as we say, to do your research. Don't just take our word for it. Go into it and tell me what you think. Back to you there.
All right. All right. Again, well said. Teamwork makes the dream work. We have a lot of mottos, a lot of quotes here, so thank you for that. It shows that we're working together, for our dreams to be reality. I don't believe in just dreaming about stuff that you want to do and just keep on dreaming. I know we talk a lot about that. Whatever it is that, you love and you want to do, I want to support that. And vice versa, whatever I love and I want to do, you want to support it as long as it makes sense. And sometimes it may not make sense, right away, and you have to make sense of it. And sometimes even if, you just have to talk it out and behind whatever you believe in. And that's what we intend to do, and that's what we intend to share with people that try it. But I'm going to get into when we started talking about investment. Here you can see the price. As a matter of fact, let me bring it up. So here you can see the price. Remember that price of $1. Well, you can see the price here at 137, which is where I decided to buy it for my wife, get into Solana for my wife. So basically, I got in here, and this is where it went, and this is where it is currently. As a matter of fact, I think right now it might be at like 216, inching its way back up to 218. But either way, I got in here at 137 when I decided to to share what I do with my wife. But before this 137, I personally got in at $25 when Solana was $25. But I decided to buy in a different exchange. exchanges where you can buy cryptocurrency. You got the stock market, you can use Robinhood to purchase stocks. But in the cryptocurrency world, you can use exchange like Coinbase. Coinbase is a popular one, and you have a few of them. You have crypto.com, you have Voyager, and the list goes on and on and on. And if we have people out there in the chat, you could also list some of the exchanges, that you can get your crypto from. But again, I got more of Solana to prove or to use as example to my wife of how you can put in your money and, double it or more, and that's great. Her investment is growing. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I gotta stop share screen for a second. Okay, I'm gonna reshare my screen again. A little bit of technical difficulty came to be. So we back on track. Don't know what happened, but my lovely wife disappeared and now she's back. So that's why I stopped sharing screen, just so everybody know. Gotta be transparent, so I'm letting you know. Okay, let me get back to sharing my screen. So if you lose a wife, go find her. All right, so getting back to where I was. Again, I bought it at 137. And I actually bought the first one there, and then I bought another one about 142. But either way, she's making some money here. Okay. From 137 to 218. She's almost doubling her money. Okay. So elaborate on that a little bit, babe. The fact that you doubled your money. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. You see me glowing? I feel
Okay.
so good. I feel so good. Like, I can't believe like it's that much right now. Like, how did it get from there to there? I don't know. But it's just being patient and being very positive. Like, positive goes a long way. And I am all that. So
All
I'm
right.
waiting. I'm giving it some time again to go a little bit.
Well, you pretty much asked the question, so I'll run over how it got there. So
Yes.
me and you, we spoke about the ceiling, and the ground. So basically, you live in a house and you want your house to be on a strong foundation. So you make sure your foundation is going to hold up the house. That way the house can last and keep on going strong. Make a lot of money for that house, keep it strong for years. So basically, when you're looking at a chart, I'm not a chart analyst, but I've been around long enough to figure things out. The world turns, and all I have to do is pay attention and get a good understanding of what's happening. So basically, the charts represent where the stock goes and where it comes down to. If you go using stocks, for instance, if you look in your Robinhood, anywhere you buy your stock, and the stock goes to, in this case, $214. And let's just say, no, let's say 218. Remember that number? Well, this say 217, but you remember the number 218? That's the ceiling. That's where it went. That's as high as it went. That's the all-time high. That's the ceiling. And it's gonna try to break that ceiling the next time. So if that number is 218 and it drops down, you don't want it to go back down to that floor level where it was before. Okay, so now how do you know you have strong support at that floor level? If a stock goes from, say, $200 to 217, which it did today, and that's why I have this up, I'll bring it up. Again, it was $200. See, this is one day. This is today. It's highlighted here, one day. It was $200 this morning, and it went to 217. So a $17 gain in one day. Where is it at now? 214. That means it came down. If 217 was the previous ceiling, it created a new one and went 218. So if it could break through that, then it's going to break to the upside for this to possibly be $220. And that's what you want. That's the goal for anyone who's going to invest. They want it to break through the ceiling where it went to before. But when it starts to come down to the floor, remember that 200? When it starts to come down to these numbers, you may want to sell it, because if you got in at 137 and it comes back down to 200, you may want to sell it when you see that it's coming down a lot. How can you tell it's coming down? If this stock is at 214 and it drops down to, say, 205, begin to kind of worry a little bit. That means it's trending in that direction a lot. Okay, if you see that it's constantly trying to break down, that means be worried that it's going to drop even below 200. Either revisit 200 or below it. Now, patients come in sometimes, sometimes they get below it, but can you stomach going below? Because sometimes it wants to break to the downside, and that's why you hear people say take profit. Because if you take profit when it's up, you can literally buy back in, even if it breaks down through this 200, which is a good way to accumulate dollars. Long-term investors like myself, I accumulate more instead of selling. That's how I do. In this case, well, I won't say in this case, there is different exchanges that I trade things in for short-term gain, but most of the time I'm long-term. Okay, so babe, I hope I explained that very well. I'm not the most experienced person when it comes to trading or the stock market or the crypto market, but I'm experienced enough that it working for me, and I'm sharing what's working for me. Doesn't mean that you should do it because it works for me. It means that you should research what I'm sharing and get a understanding of what you want to invest in, how you want to go about your investing. But because I'm a caring person, just like my wife is, we want to show for those who may not know how to get started. You know, and speaking of getting started, you can start as small as $10 investment. Most of the exchanges that I know that allow you to buy your crypto, most of them, you know, they allow a limit of $10. So if something is $1, you can get 10 coins. when it comes to cryptocurrency. You can buy 10 coins if it's $1. If it's 50 cents, you get 20 coins if you put in $10, and so on and so on. You know, if you're talking about stocks, you buy one share. If one share is $10, you get one. If it's $5, you get two, and so on and so on. But the more you accumulate at a lower level, more money you're gonna make. So instead of saving in a bank, you invest in what's happening, and the upside is amazing because, again, where did this stock come from? It came from $1 to $218. This one say 217, but we all know from the previous thing I showed that it was 218. So just imagine investing in at $1 and you had 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 4,000 shares, 5,000 shares. Very possible that's putting in $5,000. Even if you put in $1,000, like, think about that. Buy yourself a home in a year. Something that you spend years saving for in a bank. You know, so we got to make sense of these things. We got to educate ourselves, and it's a no-brainer. So now I'm going to come away from Solana, and I'm going to show you how ridiculous I think this thing is. And when I say ridiculous, I mean like it's a no-brainer to make money, especially if you do great research. So I'm gonna find next thing I want to talk about. All right, let's talk about the competition. I mentioned that Solana was competition to Ethereum. Ethereum is almost heading towards 5,000. Solana is 214 and heading in that direction. Again, don't invest in something just because I said that. Do your own research and invest at your own risk. From my knowledge, I'm sharing my knowledge and saying they're in competition with each other, Ethereum and Solana, okay? And Hedera Ashcroft is this one, okay? You could type it into Coinbase. It's not available in Coinbase, but I know it's available in crypto.com. And if there's anyone in the chat, you could type that in. It's available in crypto.com. This is Hedera, okay? Type that in. What does it say Hedera prices? 40 cents currently. I'm gonna bring it up. Again, sharing is caring. Do your own research. Babe, you can see that? So I
Yeah.
let you in on it a little bit. What does this say? Oh, sorry not to cut you, but I get the notifications and I'm just sitting here talking about Ethereum, and currently I got the notification Ethereum is $4,620. So that's another new high, I believe. Or maybe it went 4,700, but either way, I watch it, but I got in real early, so that, you know, that's a blessing. So I'm sharing with you guys that get in, and what I'm going over right now is like an opportunity all over again, because I already took my opportunity with Ethereum. I missed Bitcoin, but I still invest in Bitcoin. But I missed it because it's not going to give me the returns that I'm getting from Ethereum, and that I'm getting from all of the other competition to Ethereum and the other cryptocurrencies that I hold. But speaking of this one, I'll let you say the price that you see right here.
Or it's pretty much it's
3 cents.
3 cents.
Yeah, 3 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it up real big. I'm bringing it up real big. Where did Hedera start?
Sorry?
Where did Hedera start? That's the name of this. Hedera. Where did it start? 3 cents.
Start at 3 cents, yes.
It didn't start there though. It started at 1, but it went 3 cents. But I'm just showing you this one. 1 year ago, it was 3 cents. All time, when it just came out, 1 cent. I didn't do all time. I'm doing 1 year. 3 cents. Okay. Where is it at now? Where is it at now?
40 cents.
Where did it go?
Goes 57 cents.
Exactly.
That's how high it went.
Yeah. So let's compare that to Tesla. Remember, these are cents. So let's compare that Tesla, that majority poorer people cannot buy a whole heap of share of Tesla at $300-400, because Tesla was like $400. I think it dropped as low as $395. So let's round that off to $400. You can only buy a couple shares of that, or you could save in it. You know, you might be able, either way, you're not going to get a lot of shares. Most people won't. Now, if you're rich and you got a whole bunch of money, yeah, you know, but for me, not even $10,000 would do me justice owning Tesla at $400. And currently it's at 1,100 and say $70. I'm just throwing that number out there because I know it's at 1,200 and it came down. But again, to me, Tesla is a great investment. I'm just saying, and I'm invested in Tesla too, but because I like to be invested in everything, but smart money makes money. So basically I will put into Bitcoin, but I'll be putting a lot more into those cheap things because my return is going to be a heck of a lot more. So basically what I'm saying is, and again, I'm saying it, but I'm doing it. Doesn't mean that you should do it. It means that you should do your own research and do what you want to do. Okay. Again, it started at, I'm not even going to go down there, but it started at 3 cents because you guys should remember where it started. And it went to 57 cents. So how much could you, now I'm going to go down there. How much could you accumulate at 3 cents? Let that sink in for a minute. Literal 60 seconds, let that sink in for a minute. How much could you accumulate at 3 cents? Elaborate on that bit.
From when it's from the 3 cents going to the high 57 cents?
No, forget about the 57 cents. We know that's where it went. That's the highest it went. But think of that 3 cents right there for everybody who's listening. To husband and wife talk. We talking about our future and we sharing, because sharing is caring. We sharing this information. And all people have to do is do their own research and invest at their own risk. But we talking about an accumulation. As a poor person, to get rich, they want this thing to stay at 3 cents for a long time because they can accumulate as much as they want. But for us, when it stays down there for a while, as long as they want it to stay, we still can get in. We still can get a lot at 3 cents. As a poor person, we don't pick up 3 cents off the floor. You in Jamaica, I know many people who walk past 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, laugh about it, joke about it. It's 3 cents. Yes, the money is a little different in Jamaica, but I know people in the US walk past 3 cents on the floor. Too ambitious to pick it up. 3 cents.
Couple of them right now, you're nice.
Yeah.
And probably buy your candy.
Yep. But look, babe, 3 cents. So how would you go about accumulating at 3 cents? How would you go about that?
Well,
real quick. Just a quick idea of what you would do to accumulate at 3 cents.
I would put in some more in it because 3 cents is way less, way less than even half of a dollar.
Okay.
So I would put, being that it's this low, and if within a year it goes as close to a dollar, then it's a no-brainer to, even put even $50 on it. Because if a year gets you to that, just imagine if when it starts moving.
Sorry, don't mean to cut you, but this is kind of funny. Time is money. And boy, them notifications going crazy. I'm sitting here showing on the YouTube, Solana, something I invested in at $25 and I made you invest in it at 137. You know how much it is right now according to my alerts while we're sitting here on the YouTube? It just went to 224.
Ah, get out of
So
here.
yeah, so that ceiling, yeah, that
Wow.
ceiling, that ceiling that we talked about that was at 218, it just broke to the upside and broke through that. So now the new ceiling is 224. So it's right there on my phone.
Wow.
24. And as a matter of fact, if you have any exchanges, you could go on there, look it up right now, type in SOL, which is Solana, and you'll see currently right now is 224. So it goes back to how do you understand the charts? You have to pay attention to like, okay, let me use, since I'm in this, 3 cents, you can really accumulate a lot. Okay, you really could. You can work your butt off. If I see something like that that I can buy, you best believe it. I'm buying as much as I can buy. And there's plenty opportunity like this if we do our research. I'm just sharing one with you, okay? And it went to 57 cents. So just from 50 cents, or just say 53 cents, 54 cents up from 3 cents, you could be rich as a poor person.
Boy, I'm feeling good right
As a poor person, you could be rich. The opportunity out here is crazy if you decide to research and understand what's going on.
now.
Okay.
Wow.
And you're living in a time where you never seen something like this. And don't let these opportunities miss you. And it's here over and over and over and over. Okay. So now I'm going to speak of that quick ceiling. How do you know this thing is going to go up? There's no chart here to show you. I mean, there's this little chart, but we're not really going to work too much off of that. All right. So 3 cents is where it came from a year ago. Okay. Try to break it down. So 1 year ago, 1 month ago, 1 week ago. Let's work with 1 month ago. So let's just say 1 month ago, I'm going to make up numbers. Let's say 1 month ago, you're about right here. Okay, and right here, we'll call it that it was 32 cents, right in here. Okay, that's 1 month ago, 32 cents. So before we get to a week ago, 1 month ago, 32 cents right in here. So now, if it's at 32 cents right in here, and you see, let me use a chart, 32 cents right here. And let's just say it drops right here to 31. Let's say it drops right here to 30. Let's say it drops right here to 29. Let's say it drops right here to 28. Let's say it drops right here to 25. It was at 30, I think I said 34, 32, somewhere in it. And it drops to 30, what I said, 25, right? So let's say it dropped 10%. If it stays here for a couple of days at 25 cents, that's where you begin to start to wonder and think which direction is it going to go. And again, I'm no chart expert, but I'm an expert at paying attention to what's happening and how something is moving. So if it stays right here at 25 cents, remember it came down and is visiting the floor, is visiting it's trying to know it's trying to figure out which direction it wants to go in. So if it's 25 cents for a while and I see it's going 25, 26, 25, 26, 25, 27, 25, 26, 25, and it sleeps at 25 for a little bit, then it goes to 26, and then it drops back down to 25, and then it goes to 26. I hope I'm making sense. and then it goes to 24. That means it broke through 25. And it's at 24, and then it goes to 27, and it drops to 26, and then it revisits 24, and you're like, oh my God, it touched 24 twice now. And then it goes back to 28, and then it drops back down to 23, and you're like, holy smokes, which direction is it trying to go? And then it goes up to 30, about 4 away from where it was, and then it drops down to 25. So, babe, which direction you think this thing is really trying to go? Based off of what I just did, which direction do you think it's really trying to go?
I think it's trying to go up, but it's taking a minute, because it don't really drop that far for you to suggest that it's going flat. It's still in the green. So it's
Well,
not.
no, you on to it. But if it had touched 24 and kept going, it's really trying to go to the downside. So you're correct. You're correct. Because it showed more of an upside. It's challenging. A lot of times you hear good news about a stock. I'll use a stock. You hear good news. And some people might expect that stock to go up because of good news. Sometimes that stock goes the opposite direction. And you know what that does? Scares people from buying it because they're like, why is it going that way? They may have lost money before and they're like, not going to put into that stock. If they have good news, why is it going down? And then it's actually going down for you to accumulate more. It's a discount. That would be one way to look at it. It would be a discount for that upside. So when a stock drops or crypto is dropping, it's an opportunity to accumulate, because Bitcoin did it when it was 60,000, it dropped down and it dropped to 29. And where is it at now? All it takes is patience. Sometimes they revisit the old low, even create a newer low. But as long as these crypto have a use case, there's more of an upside even when it's down. And you just have to be patient with it. And the same thing goes with stock. So I hope, we're doing a great job explaining for those who want to get involved, and they don't really understand. And I'm sharing the information of what I'm doing, and it'll help, and some may be experienced, maybe even more experienced than I am. But at the end of the day, it works for me, what I do. And for the last year and a half, I've never done anything that I'm doing right now. I've never seen an opportunity like this. And savings, I know nothing about savings accounts anymore. All I know is investing, and that's why I'm sharing this information. But again, can't do exactly what I do, because you have to learn things for yourself and do what works for you. What I learned from other people, I don't do exactly what they do. I just take the knowledge that they're given and I do my research, and I can use some of the things that they taught me, but it's never the same. I'm not doing anything that they say to do because they're not really telling me to do it. They're showing me. So I just educate myself and invest at my own risk. And that's what I want anyone that's out there listening, to do. If you're not experienced with this, just make sure you do research. Take the knowledge. If I'm more experienced than you are, take the knowledge and just educate yourself, because it's the same thing, my wife is doing. She's taking the knowledge and she's getting better at this, you know, and she's not doing anything that I'm telling her to do. She's understanding what she's doing, because if she's doing what I'm telling her to do, she'll never understand it. She'll just have me telling her what to do. Yeah, you may do well, but you want to know what you're doing. I If you have a financial advisor, listen, I want to know what my advisor knows. I may not know the exact same thing, but I want to know. I want to know what my accountant is doing with my money. I don't want to just count on him and say, hey, do this for me. You know, as human beings, we need to understand our money. It's like money puts value on things. We buy things because we need things. We want things. And it's like, I'm not going to buy nothing and not know, how my money is rolling. I want to know, even though I got somebody doing my finance, I still want to know. If I'm asked questions, the advisor ain't around, I need to know. Anything you want to say, babe, before we move on to something else?
No, not right now.
Okay. All right. Let me, okay, so that's Idera. You guys can see the name on here. You can research it. Where will it go? Do your research. I just gave an idea of how you can tell if something is going to go to the upside or the downside. If you don't, and this is if you don't understand the charts. There's experts that look at the charts and they up, I'm going in because I know what it's doing. And nobody knows. So you could be a chart expert and know something and it fools you. So I'm just sharing with you that if you're not experienced like a chart person is, that doesn't mean you can't educate yourself as to how the market is moving or how that specific coin or stock is moving. Because I experienced myself from paying attention to the charts and seeing the numbers. And I'm not an expert at the charts, but I pay attention and see how it moves. That's how I'm able to figure out what's happening. Okay, let me see what else I got here before I get into one last thing and we'll wrap it up. Okay, that's what we're going to get into next. We're talking about crypto and how you can make money in crypto, but that's a stock that's up right now. I'm just going to share that with you guys in a few. All right, so yes, there was one more thing I needed to get into, and it's right here. This is another one. So I pretty much shared 3 cryptos with you guys, but you could do your research and get into any crypto. You just have to know the use case, and try your best to use Google, use any platform that offer knowledge. All right, so this one is called Jasmy. All right, this one you could find, where's Jasmy? Okay, yeah, this one is it's in Coinbase. Okay, so I have Jasmy in Coinbase, so this one is in Coinbase. All right, so it's called Jasmy. Let me bring it up. So again, it's similar to what I showed you about Idera Hashgraph, all right, which is competition to Ethereum. So where's Jasmy? 2 cents. I showed you a stock that was at 3 cents. This one's at 2 cents. Now, we could jump into things like Shiba and Dogecoin. I'm into Dogecoin, and Dogecoin to me performs very well. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just sharing how I feel about my investments. Dogecoin is obviously, I'm not gonna say, yeah, Dogecoin, but I'm in it and I have some conviction about it as well. Reason being, it's connected to Litecoin, okay? And I have that conviction. People are talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Litecoin isn't mentioned that much. Lite, Litecoin. It's not mentioned that much, and it's a sleeper. But do your own research on that too. But Idera, Ashcroft is I wouldn't say similar. The price is similar. That was 3 cents. This is 2 cents. You see it went to 35 cents. Currently, it's 28 cents. Okay. So again, the opportunities are out there. 2 cents 1 month ago, not even 1 year ago, 1 month. That's in October. 2 cents. This is fairly new. 2 cents. So when you're thinking you missed something, look again. 2 cents. Can you imagine taking again, babe, accumulating from 2 cents to hit 28 cents? Could be rich again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only sharing 2 stocks. You know how many opportunities there are. The time that we spend doing some things that we shouldn't do, we should be spending it doing some research on what happens. Because I'm sharing 2 stocks with crazy opportunities, and there's many more.
Mm-hmm.
2 cents to 28 cents, and it went to 35 cents. Even if you don't like this coin, you don't like your bank, and you still bank there. Most people don't like their banks, and they still bank there. If you don't like this coin, or people say, "Oh, I don't know if cryptocurrency is for real. I don't believe in cryptocurrency." I believe when I turn $10,000 into $1 million, that I'm good. I don't never have to go back in that cryptocurrency again. And that's what's happening. So for anyone who wants to say, I don't trust that, can you trust your bank? Because while some people is busy not trusting, people making money. Okay. So 2 cents to 28 cents, a lot can be accumulated at 2 cents from a poor person if you dedicate yourself to accumulate it. Some of those things that you've been owing for years can be paid off, even if it's just to do that. As long as you do your research, the opportunity is there. And listen, this was supposed to be shorter, but to what we're speaking of, babe, it's a no-brainer. We want people to understand, like, the opportunity is there. Do your research and get busy. All right. Again, it's called Jasmy. I'm gonna bring it up real bright. Research it. 28 cents right now. That's 1 month ago. Okay. Let me go to the next one. 28 cents. Let me see this one. Yep, that's Jasmy again. All right. So this is where I got in. Remember, it was 3 cents. And it says 1 week ago. So it was 3 cents, right? 2 cents, sorry. And it went to 8 cents in the same week. 8 cents to that. And I got in where? So it was fairly new. I got in at 10 cents. 10 cents. Look where it's at now. 10 cents. You know what it did to me? Moved too fast. But I'm good because, yeah, you know why it moved too fast? Explain why it moved too fast, babe. See if you understand. Why I said it moved too fast. From 10 cents when I got in and 28 cents in one day. Why you think it moved too fast for me?
I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Because I didn't get a chance to accumulate as much as I want to accumulate. The more I accumulate at 10 cents, the more money I would have gained at 28 cents. Now, did I accumulate a good amount? Yeah, I did. But for it to move like that, anybody would wish that they accumulated more.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying that. The longer something stays at 8 cents, the more I can accumulate, especially if it ain't dropping down to 6 or 5 cents that much. It's just like staying here and trying to go up or staying in that range. That's the stock I want to be in. That's the crypto I want to be in. The one that maintains a certain price. Okay. So, just want to share these things, man. 28 cents, Google it. Now, keep this in mind, though. That's why I say I'm not a financial advisor, because I'm not advising anyone what to do. I just do what I do, and I pay attention, like I said, to the numbers, how it's moving. So it could be 28 cents and then go right back down to 12 cents, 10 cents, even 8 cents. Nobody knows. So that's the risk, but life is risky. And again, that's why you do your own research and decide what you want to get in. Can this go to 60 cents? Sure can. Can it go to $1? Sure can. You sure can. But it's for you to determine if you're going to invest in it and stay with it. For me, this stock, I couldn't sit here and tell you that I'm going to tell you that I trust it. Even if it went from 8 cents to 28 cents, I couldn't sit here and tell you that I'm convinced that this stock is going to go as high as $1. I couldn't tell you that, but I could have told you that it was going to go from 8 cents to 28 cents because I saw the movement. Currently, I have to see how it continues to move. Why? Because it's fairly new. It moved fast, but I got in. I got in and it moved fast and did well still for myself. But I can't tell you that I would put any more in, but that's because it went high already. 28 cents, it could go to $200. But for me, when I get in at 8 cents or 3 cents or 2 cents and accumulate a lot down there, I ain't got to buy no more. You can go $200 all it want because I got so many when it's low. That's the way I look at it. Because I don't really want, I mean, you could put in more, but I would rather go find something else. Diversification, I love that. I would rather have 500 Bitcoins, 500 Cardanos. Every time I hit 500, I go find a new coin. Every time I hit 500 shares of a stock, I go find a new stock instead of putting all my eggs in one basket. But again, I'm no financial advisor. I'm just sharing what I do. Okay, I'm going to speak a little bit about a stock. Okay. Okay. And we'll be wrapping it up. $15. That's 29 cents. Wow. I just keep on finding these stocks that nobody thinks about. How much is this stock? How much is this stock, babe? I should say, how much was this? 29 cents. 29 cents. This is stuff that most people run away from. You know who take advantage of these low number stocks? Day traders. And here you pointing at me, yeah, me. But day traders. Oh, trust me, I'm hip to the game. I pay attention. Day traders take advantage of these things. Okay. So before I get into this, I want to explain a little bit about what day traders do. Okay. And sometimes, yes, it affects. Like if you invest in a stock and you think the stock is great and you want it to really take off, sometimes them day traders will really trade that, buy a lot of that thing because they got the money to do it. You got to have a certain amount of money to day trade. So just imagine they know that they can go make 10%, they can make 50%, they can make 100%, drive the stock up for that day and get out and go on the beach and kick their foot up and chill with their wife and whoever, and vice versa. They just sit there and wait for those opportunities and make the money and bounce. All right. While you sit there and worry that your stock's not going up. That's what day traders do. So I give an example. I have a stock that I bought it in TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade, you can find a lot of stock called over-the-counter stock where you can buy it at the very low and nobody's talking about it. And you just get in and hold it. So that's where those are the stocks that day traders love to trade. All right, so I bought a stock called BBKCF, okay, Big Digital. And It was $3. I think I bought it at $2 and change, and then it went up to $3 and change, and I bought more because my job is to accumulate. So I want to buy it before it starts to run up. So I want to accumulate as much as I can before it really moves to the upside. So I bought it at 2. When it was 3, I still bought it. Then I guess some news came out, whether negative or I think it was negative news. Yes, negative news. And the stock dropped under $1 from $3 and change. So you can go figure if I put in 1,500 and it went down to 600. Let's just say that. Now you put in $1,500 and your money is like $600 and you're like, oh, smokes. But when you look, you still have your number of shares that you bought. So in other words, if I had 500 shares, it's still there, no matter where the money go. The shares, the number of shares is still there. And I understand that the day traders are gonna take profit. The price is gonna go a certain place and they're gonna take profit. I got in at $2 heading towards $3. A lot of people got in when it was already down into the under the dollar. I heard about it when it was over $3, but I got in because you want to get in and average down. So what I begin to average down even though it's dropping. And that's a good thing for me. So now my $3 cost came down to $1.20 maybe. So I got more of an upside now because when it dropped under $1, I bought a lot more. I bought it. I went to work on that stock. There's a stock that I bought called Marathon, has to do with mining, cryptocurrency mining. Okay. I bought it at $1. You know how much it is right now? 60 something dollars. I think last time I checked it was $63 from $1. So the thing that I have a good amount of that, but I wish I had more. But again, I bought in low. The day traders didn't play that much with that one. They played with one called Riot. Riot went from $1 and change to $79. Look at that upside. Okay, Riot. Currently, Riot dropped down to 29. I think it's like 31 now. It was $29. I just told my son about it, told him to buy it because you know what? Look into this one. He's my son. Say, look into this one and you should, probably buy this stock, research it. And I gave him the information of where it went. And I said, get on Google and, educate yourself about this stock. And he said that he would, so currently he's doing that. The market is closed, so he's doing his research on it. Because I didn't want him to just get in because his dad said so. I want him to understand what he's investing in. So I told him what to do, and that's to research it. Currently it's at 31. And previously it was $79. But that stock again came from $2 up to $79. And again, day traders played with it. But you have to be able to, you don't have to. You be able to, you should try to be able to stomach, what's happening because Bitcoin is a new monetary system, so it's not here yet. So this is gonna be volatile, and we can't be afraid of that. Okay. So when it comes to investing and you see that the stock is dropping, and as long as you believe in it, have conviction in that stock, just accumulate as much as you can accumulate, the more it drops. Again, do your research and figure out how you can believe in a stock or crypto that you might be investing. Okay. But again, there's a lot of stocks that's low cost that a lot of day traders will play with it. And I'm not afraid of day traders playing with the stock. I'm way patient, and that's how a lot of the stuff will, take off for me. And some have taken off already, and I'm nowhere near where I have life-changing money, but I'm working towards that. And I know things take time. Okay. But let's talk about OCGN, okay, Oxygen. You know, this has to do with the COVID. You know, they're creating a vaccine. Alan, which is one of our stock partners, know a lot about this stock. You know, and he loves this stock. You know, I introduced the stock to Alan when it was 29 cents. That's why I have 29 cents up on the screen. You know, because again, you get in at the low when nobody's really talking about it, and you try to accumulate as much as you can. This stock went from $29 to $18. $18 was the high for this stock. Currently, I believe the stock is at $15, which I'll show you. But just imagine if you accumulated down here. It's gonna retest its all-time high or this direction. Okay, so this stock was in this range for quite some time now, and it'll make you feel like, man, aren't you gonna go? And the reason why I say, meaning go as in go up, the reason why I say it's been at this level, $7 level for a while, is because remember it was at $18 and it dipped down to $7. And I think it went as low as $6. I'm not sure if it did 5, but I think it went as low as $6 and change. So just imagine owning this stock at 29 cents and it went to $18. That's why they tell you sell, you know, take profits. And a lot of people would take profits. But for me, that's just how I roll. I'm not looking to go buy a car and come back home and, hey, look at my new car. I'm looking for life changing money. So I'm that long-term investor. So don't do what I do, just do what you would do. But I'm just explaining my mindset and where I want to be years from now, you know, long-term stuff. So it's at $7 from $18. And you just have to accumulate as much as you can. Again, if it went to $18 and you had it at 29 cents and it comes back down to 709, you're still up. And they didn't come like Moderna and Pfizer came and got approved. They're not approved yet. So imagine when they are, and imagine when they come with their stuff. So that's how I look at it. You know, again, I'm not no financial advisor. I'm just sharing. That's how I look at it. You know, how would you look at it? But I'm showing on this channel that these opportunities are out there. You know, so with that being said, I'll just show the last one and we'll wrap it up. Now, that's where it's at currently after market. Last time I took a screenshot and that's where it was. Okay, $15. And the high, as far as I know, was $18 and change from 29 cents. Currently, it's back here, but it took a while. That's today. It took a while. See, today, one day, just today. It took, let's just say it feels like a year before it got back to $15. It was down, as you would say, in the dumpsters for a while for a lot of people that invest in it higher. Some people might have invested in it at $7 and it was they're not really making any profit on it right now. Because if you invest at $7, well, now you are, but for almost a year or maybe months to a year, you know, it really stayed at the 6 and 7 and 8. It went up and came down a bunch of times and playing with your mind, playing with you, just playing with you, make you want to sell it, make you want to give up and go find something else that's moving. But again, it's patience that wins out in the end. So I'm done, babe. Add what you want to add and let's wrap this thing up.
All right. Tonight.
We can't hear you. Not hearing you.
Still?
Hear you now.
Okay, I was saying that tonight was very informative and fun. I get to hear all about these Coinbase, you know, coins. And I also get to hear about Solana, which is my thing. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm just want to say, guys, please remember to subscribe and hit that like button. And also you can leave a comment down below. We'll be reviewing those comments. Any question that anyone needs to know or anything you want to ask, you can go on ahead and leave a comment down below. But remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Yeah, thank you, babe. And I didn't look in the chat, because I wanted to stay locked in and focused on, what I'm speaking on. And hopefully there was people in the chat that was answering questions. I'm not sure if you looked. Did you look in the chat?
Yes, I was in there just now. No particular question was asked, but a few persons were, saying good evening and talking about the crypto coins, Coinbase. But there was no question at the moment.
All right, no problem. Because if there was questions, hopefully Ed was on, to be able to answer some people questions, So if anyone had questions, or if you still have questions, hopefully Ed is in the chat and can answer them for anyone. Because again, I wanted to stay focused and show people, babe, what we do and what you support me to do, which I appreciate that. I was definitely locked into it, before, we got, back together. I was locked in, but now that I'm experiencing my own right, with this, the support definitely goes a long way. And for anyone out there who have something that they, love to do, just get that support from, seek it. Just try your best to seek it. You can be your own, motivator, but a lot of times having someone else that can motivate you certainly helps. And reason I say that is because if you own your home by yourself, and let me give this example. A lot of times, a lot of people that are struggling, they want things to be better. And sometimes because they're struggling, they don't really know how to get out of the struggle. And sometimes you get out of the struggle by making changes. And one of the changes that I made is understanding that you need people, because sometimes you could feel like, I want to do this by myself. Sometimes it's good when you do something by yourself, because you're, in you feel like nobody has to tell you anything. You can do it. You don't have to hear somebody putting down your idea or whatever, and people can hold you back. And I've been through that, but for the last year and a half, I did take on that mindset that I'm going to do this and focus on just me. And it's cool. It's cool to do that. But at some point, most of us will probably feel like, well, if I do this, who do I have to share it, what I've done with? For me, outside of my wife, I raised a 22-year-old son, and everything that my parents taught me helped me to be who I am today. And sometimes it takes sacrifice. Let's use this for instance. My parents was in a different time, and that's early on. The things that I grew up seeing, that's not the things that they see. They didn't see computers. They didn't see the cell phones that we have today. So I take a look at that and I say, the experience that I had through them helped me to think far ahead, because I saw how hard they worked to accomplish things that they wanted. And what I saw growing up in my time is things getting a little bit easier to accomplish, and now you could sit on your phone and do so many different things. You can make money on your phone. And I look at that as, wow, I can do that. Man, I'm not even thinking about the past. The past is just helping me to be better. So I just recognize that if you own a home and you're struggling, it's good to have a partner. you know, and when you have your partner, it's like it helps, especially when you guys are on the same page. And that's what I love the most. So when I was doing it by myself, I felt good that I was able to accomplish a lot. You know, I'm in my own space, I'm focused, I'm locked in. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. But at the end of the day, to me, even though I experienced that and accomplished a lot, there's nothing to me right now more that makes me feel better than knowing that I have someone, which is you, Cardia, that makes me want to do it even harder. That support goes a long way. It really does. You know, so just wanted to say that, you know, for those who want to invest and you don't know what you're doing and you feel like, hard to do, every little bit helps. You see the prices on these coins. You know, it like just do your research and take a different route, you know, than what you're used to. That's what I did. And I'm sharing my experience because I see the success of it. You know, so that's it for me. Any last words?
Just wanna, take the time out to tell everyone who is on YouTube tonight, just taking a listening in. Tonight was really informative. So we're looking forward to many more nights like these. So it's been a good evening, and I really appreciate everyone that, logging on to our channel tonight. Um, you know, we're dealing with positive vibes, positive energy, and as my husband say, we're no financial advisor, but this is just us sharing our knowledge, to persons who want to accomplish something in life, a little better me, as yourself. So that's me saying thank you. Really appreciate everyone. Have a good night.
Yes, babe. Thank you. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hit the like button, guys.
Good night.
Good night, world. See y'all on the weekend.